The Bitcoin Bitch. In the heart of Miami Beach, where wealth and deceit walked hand in hand, lived a woman of unparalleled beauty and cunning, known in the underground circles as the Bitcoin Bitch. Her real name was Veronica Morales, a moniker that rolled off the tongue with the same allure and danger as her pseudonym. Her promise was simple, yet irresistible. Entrust your Bitcoin to her, and she would multiply your wealth beyond imagination. Her methods as elusive as her true identity. Detective Alex Mercer, a veteran of the cybercrime division, had heard the tales. But it wasn't until the body of a prominent banker was discovered in his penthouse, a cryptic ledger lying beside him, that Mercer realized that Veronica had crossed the line from scamming to murder. The victim, Michael Stanton, was found with a gunshot wound to the head, a chilling smile frozen on his face. The only clue left at the scene was the ledger, filled with encrypted entries that hinted at vast sums of money moving through untraceable channels. Mercer knew he was dealing with a sophisticated criminal, one who understood the dark underbelly of cryptocurrency better than most. As Mercer delved deeper into the case, he uncovered a trail of victims, each one a wealthy investor who had entrusted their Bitcoin to Veronica. All had been promised untold riches, only to find their fortunes vanished without a trace. The common thread was a series of cryptic messages, each signed with a digital signature that matched Veronica's known transactions. But what was her endgame? Mercer's investigation led him to an underground club, the Crypt, where Miami's elite mingled with hackers and crypto enthusiasts. It was here that he first saw her, Veronica Morales, a woman of breathtaking beauty and enigmatic allure. She moved through the crowd with an air of confidence, her eyes always scanning, always calculating. Approaching her was like stepping into a minefield. But Mercer had no choice. He introduced himself, and to his surprise she agreed to speak with him, her voice a mix of silk and steel. "I know who you are, detective," she said, her gaze piercing, "and I know why you're here. But you're chasing shadows. The Bitcoin Bitch is a myth, a story people tell to explain away their own greed and stupidity." Mercer wasn't convinced. He pressed her for details, but she deftly dodged his questions, always one step ahead. It was a dance, and she was the master. Days turned into weeks as Mercer pieced together the puzzle. He discovered a hidden network of servers linked to a series of offshore accounts, all controlled by Veronica. But the more he uncovered, the more he realized the depth of her operation. She wasn't just scamming people, she was manipulating the very fabric of the crypto market, creating bubbles and crashes at will. The final piece of the puzzle fell into place when Mercer decoded the ledger. It revealed not just financial transactions, but a plot to destabilize the global economy, a scheme so audacious it could only have been conceived by someone with Veronica's brilliance and ruthlessness. Armed with this knowledge, Mercer confronted Veronica at the Crypt. The club was empty save for the two of them, the air thick with tension. "You've come a long way, detective," she said, her voice calm. "But you're too late. The wheels are already in motion." Mercer knew he had to act fast. He reached for his handcuffs, but Veronica was quicker. With a swift motion, she produced a gun, her eyes cold and calculating. "I'm sorry, detective, but some stories don't have happy endings." A gunshot echoed through the club, its sound reverberating off the walls. But it wasn't Mercer who fell. It was Veronica, a look of shock on her face as the gun slipped from her fingers. From the shadows stepped Michael Stanton, very much alive, his death a carefully orchestrated ruse to draw out the Bitcoin Bitch. "Some stories," Stanton said, his voice grim, "end with justice." As Mercer stood over Veronica's body, he couldn't help but feel a sense of unease. The Bitcoin Bitch may have been caught, but the world of cryptocurrency remained a Wild West, ripe for exploitation and deception. In the end, the real mystery wasn't who the Bitcoin bitch was, but how many more like her lurked in the shadows, waiting for their moment to strike.